Well, hello everybody and welcome back. I'm David, the founder of Tarot Avenue, and I'm here with another tarot spread for you. So today we're going to look at a really interesting one, and what's good about this, it kind of helps you learn more about the tarot as you do the spread. So it's a bit of a double whammy because you get to know the cards and the kind of elemental associations a bit better whilst getting some answers to your problems at the same time. So it's a win-win. Why wouldn't you do it? So this layout is pretty simple, just 5-card layout. And then we look at we draw a card for each element. Now, if you're new to tarot, you might not be aware, but each different element is associated with a tarot suit. So we have fire, which is associated with the wands. We have air, which is associated with swords. We have pentacles that are associated with the earth and material, physical. And then we have cups, which are associated with water. And through those different elements, they also have kind of different meanings as well. For instance, air is the swords. That's very much in the thought space. So the logic, the thought, the rationale behind making any decisions. The fire is the wands, which is associated with that real kind of fire and passion and, that real kind of action that's going to drive you, but the one that would really come from the gut, to that passion that drives you ahead to overcome your challenges and to go ahead and reach your dreams. The water, which is the cups, is associated with emotions. And, you think about water, it's constantly moving, it's free flowing. So that's very emotional kind of space there. And then the earth, which is the pentacles, is about the physical. So anything material, and you're really thinking about kind of roots and grounding and planting and material and anything that is on this physical plane. So with that, we'll have a little look at the spread. So as I say, it's a 5-card spread and it's laid out as follows. So you'll see there we have the card in the middle is the problem. Then the card number 2, which is above, is air, which is the thinking or rationale. Card number 3 is the wands, which is the fire, passion, energy. Card number 4, which is water, is all about the emotions. And card number 5 is earth, which is about the physical action. So as you see, yes, these different elements are associated with the suits, but it doesn't necessarily mean that suit will come up in that position. So this is more about the elements rather than about the suits, but let's have a look and see what we have got for this, and then we can go through and just so you can see how to put this into action for yourself. So first off, when I'm going to look at this layout, I want to just get a feel for the overall picture from that. What am I kind of sensing just as an overview? And I'm seeing straight down the middle there, we've got 3 pentacles. So it's saying to me this reading, if it were for somebody, I would say is probably around kind of work or something in that material plane, really. And then we have 1 major arcana, which would show me, yes, and that's in the emotions space. So maybe that's an important thing to pay attention to out of all the reading. And then we have we have 2 pages which are about kind of new ventures and new beginnings to a certain degree. The pages are the beginnings of the court cards, so you always feel like they've got a bit of a journey to go on and a bit they've got a few things to explore before they fully mature. And then the other thing I'm noticing is these pages are facing each other, so there's potentially a bit of conflict there, but we'll get into that. Or maybe they're even supporting each other to a certain degree. But overall, it feels quite bright. It feels like a light reading. I think look at that 8 of Pentacles down the bottom, and I feel that's very grounded, and it's a very kind of grounded card, and that's kind of anchoring the whole reading there. And then we get up to that top card who just looks a little bit wobbly. But let's go through one at a time, and then we'll see what we can pick up from this reading. So if we look at the problem there, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So you might be asking yourself, oh, why would that be a problem? You know, Page of Pentacles is a fairly decent card. But every card has a kind of positive and negative side. So when we're looking at this in a problem position, it looks like somebody who's about to kind of embark on a new venture or a new adventure. They've got this kind of seed of opportunity in their hand, but it could just be that they haven't developed the skills to fully make the most of it. So maybe they've got this opportunity or something coming their way, but they just they haven't learned enough what to do with it. Maybe they don't know where to turn. Maybe they don't know where to kind of plant this seed to reap the best rewards, you know. And you look, there's this big, I'm drawn to the field all around him there, but he's on a little bit of a kind of barren patch there. So maybe he just needs to work on the grounding, you know, what's below him. Maybe he needs to nurture the soil a little bit more, or maybe he needs to look for a better opportunity for planting the seed. So it feels to me, just in terms of a problem, maybe somebody who just doesn't know fully where to turn. They know that they're ready for something new. There's something coming for them. There are opportunities there, but just not entirely sure which opportunity to take or how to kind of maximize the potential of that particular opportunity. And then we got up to the airspace, which is the thinking or rationale. So it's very much, this card would very much kind of advise you about like how to approach the problem from a logical position. So that's quite interesting because we've moved to, so you see that page has one pentacle and then we've moved up there to two pentacles, but it just feels a little bit unbalanced. You know, this character in the card is not fully grounded, trying to juggle everything at once and just maybe not fully committed to one idea. So we're looking at that page who's kind of got this idea, but then the rationale is like, okay, well, if you want to forge ahead with that, if you really want to make that work, you need to plant both feet in the ground. Maybe you need to let go of one of those pentacles, but I think it's really important to get that grounding. So the rationale would be saying to me, get clear about what you want to achieve. Don't just try and kind of go ahead and think, oh, it'll be fine, it'll work itself out. You want to, this is a time that you want to be really clear about where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're going to get there. So you feel like you've got both feet really planted on the ground and you've got a clear direction as to where you're headed next. And you feel like this character will be in a much better position to kind of manage all these different pentacles, because if at the end of the day we all want to achieve growth all the time, so to get that growth we really need to be grounded and set our foundations before we go any further. And then we move across to the fire space and we have the passion energy. So this card's very much about kind of what energy you need to apply to solve the problem. And this is an interesting one because the Page of Swords, for me, it's often about kind of letting go of the past. I always get drawn to that page who looks kind of fresh but powerful at the same time. You feel like the page has got all these new powers, is picking up the sword, but again, not kind of fully trained in how to use it. But I do think that the page is looking to the past, and it's very much about letting go of that past, cutting the ties, cutting the cord, and starting afresh. So that could tie in with the Two of Pentacles as well. Maybe you need to let go of some things. Maybe you need to learn the lessons. Maybe you need to take a little bit of a step back to one pentacle and work on that one pentacle and truly kind of nurture that idea or that opportunity rather than trying to do everything at once. So I guess if you're going to summarize that, it would be you need to go all in. And to be able to go all in, you need to let go of the other things. So it's a case of kind of surrendering some of those other things that are surrounding you to make room for you to fully focus on that one opportunity, new beginning, whatever it may be that is heading your way. So yeah, I think that for me is very much about kind of cutting the past, letting go of the past. But again, there's still lessons to learn in there. But it's about kind of going into this because again, we're in this kind of passion and energy space. So the page of swords there as well. It really for me would be a card about taking action. So this is saying you are going to have to take some action if you want to progress on this journey. And then we get into the card number 4, which is water or emotions, and we get the sun. So this card would be, it's really an indication about kind of how your emotions are affecting this problem or this situation. But I feel from this, the sun is the card that many of us kind of really want to achieve in life, where you get to this complete sense of freedom and just that unadulterated joy and happiness and a sense of having like a childlike quality of just being free but powerful and experiencing growth, because the sun brings growth to everything. So in terms of emotions, that would be saying to me, this is where we want to get to. So this is the plan. This is where we want to be emotionally. But we are going to have to put in the work to get to that space. But it's really important to keep a clear idea about where you want to be, because it's a reminder about why you're putting in the hard work. Because it is very simple to get wrapped up in the day-to-day and think, oh my goodness, I'm just slogging away and not really getting anywhere. Whereas here you've got an opportunity to create something and really get to that place of the sun where you can sit back to a certain degree and relax and enjoy it and have fun, which is always one of the most important things. And then we get to the last card, which is Earth, very much about the physical action. So it would tell you about the kind of physical action that you need to take to overcome this problem. And the Eight of Pentacles, what a perfect card for a grounding kind of earthy position. It's about getting your head down, getting the work done, doing one thing at a time, but also it's really important to do something that you love. You feel like this character in the card is a real kind of artisan, but he's really doing things that he loves, and it's almost like, well, it doesn't feel like work because he's getting so wrapped up in each one of these little kind of pentacles that he's making. It doesn't feel like he's really doing work, and all of a sudden, if he lifts his head, he'll see he's got all this kind of wealth around him that's accumulated. But it is a reminder that to get to that place of the sun, we need to put the work in. And yes, we've got that Page of Pentacles there right in the middle. The problem, we don't know where to go, but it's just the reminder there to do one thing at a time, master one thing at a time, then start moving forward. And all of a sudden you will become that artisan. You will start to build your wealth, security, foundations, so you can get more into the sun space. So there you have it. That is the Elemental Tarot spread. So if you want to read more, head over to tarotavenue.com/elemental spread. And over on tarotavenue.com, you'll find loads of other tarot spreads. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to read more and be kept up to date. And there's lots of other stuff on there as well. So I will see you next time. I wish you all the best, and we will see you soon. Bye.